Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Orange High School for the second session of today's Chagrin Valley Conference Fall Sports Media Day. I am Steve Hare, the CVC Sports Information Director. All of our live streams on CVC TV are presented by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery, and that will be the case again all fall as Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery brings to you a lot of live streams, especially on Friday nights of football. We're going to have some volleyball and soccer matches streamed as well this year, so stay tuned to our CVC TV schedule, and let's get ready to roll into the second session of our Media Day today. Up first to kick off the action is the Beechwood Bison girls soccer team. Coach, welcome. I'm going to have you start off, introduce yourself and the girls you brought with you, and then give us your elevator pitch in year 2 of your head coaching career at Beechwood. Just tell us how things are going and what you expect out of your squad. Mike, the black part. There you go.
Absolutely. Thank you. Is it on?
It's on.
It's on. Thank you. Yes. So I am Miranda Melton. This is my second year at Beechwood High School as the varsity head coach. I have been with the program for 5 years, so this will be my 5th year. And I have with me our 2023 captains for the year. So sitting next to me, I have Lila Dro, a sophomore. She is a returning varsity player. I have my senior, Anna, and she is my second returning captain. And then on the end, I have a junior, Eden, with us today. For this year, I'm actually really excited. We had a great foundation built for what I think is going to come this year. We have some good incoming talent with the freshmen, and again, we lost some key players, but we're returning a lot more players, so really looking forward to seeing what we have this season.
Sounds good. And obviously, your second year, you've been with the program a long time, so that helped you in your first year. But how much did having that foundation built last year kind of help you settle into year number 2?
Oh, it was imperative. Like I said, the girls that set the foundation last year, again, these girls were part of that. They know what to expect. They know what's coming. And each year, the expectations just get a little bit higher. So I definitely think the team that we have coming in is going to be rising to that occasion. So.
All right, Coach, I will come back to you a little bit later in the show, but let's pass that down to your left, and we'll start right there. I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself, name, grade, and what position you play.
Hi, I'm Lila Duro. I'm a sophomore, and I play defense.
So, Lila, you're a team captain, but you're just a sophomore. How did that happen?
That's a good question.
Obviously, you're doing something right, and coach and the other players around you recognize that. How do you what do? You just show up at practice and talk me through that. I mean,
Yeah.
what is it that has impressed your teammates and coaches?
I try to explain drills and stuff to people that don't understand. I've played soccer since I was 4, so I've had a lot of experience, and I've coached in the past, so that's definitely helped me.
So ahead of your years, a little sophomore, but you're like a coach on the field. So do you like that role? Is that something that helps inspire you to work harder?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Good. When you look at this year's team, last year was your first year with coach, and her first year as a head coach. How much did that help? That now she's got a year under her belt, you've got a year under your belt. How much did it help heading into the second season?
It's good. It was nice. Coach Melton's a really good coach, and she definitely made the transition easy. And all the girls are so nice on the team that it's.
Now being a sophomore captain, do you have some freshmen and senior or sophomores that are like, ooh, we can't talk to you now, or are they still friends with you?
No, not at all. Yeah.
Good. And I assume you've earned the respect of the juniors and seniors, so they're not like, well, she's a captain, but I'm not listening to her.
Yeah.
Good.
I think so.
Good. Talk about your game. What do you bring to the field? Or the pitch, sorry.
Personally, I like passing a lot and making connecting balls and getting to the midfield and playing out.
When you look at this year's team, what's the strength? Where are you guys going to say, you know what, every game we know this unit's going to come out and play well? What's it going to be?
I think the midfield will be really good. I think the midfield will be strong.
And then who are some of the players that aren't at the table that we're going to hear about this year?
Marley, definitely.
Okay. What do you think the ceiling is for this team? How far can you go?
Pretty far, I think. I think we have a lot of potential this year.
How is it working with senior captains? Do they like? There's two of them. Do they like impose their will upon you, or do you?
No,
Yeah,
not at
you're
all.
the muscle in that group. Good. Talk about your senior captains. What have you learned from them that's going to help you?
They definitely like showed me how to do stuff, and I asked them questions, and they're like really nice about it, and definitely helped me out.
Good, good. And then I'll come back to you in a moment, but we'll go right down there into the middle. Go ahead, same question. Start by introducing yourself, name, grade, and position. Flip your switch. There you go.
I'm Anna Zhao. I'm a senior this year and I'm a center mid.
So, Anna, you've been with Coach for 2 years as a head coach and two before that as an assistant. Has she changed now that she's a head coach?
I think she's always been a great coach. Just as head coach, I guess she's taken on a bit more responsibility, but always coached us really well.
What do you think looking at your team now compared to, before she started as the head coach, how different is it?
I think we're definitely working together as a team more now with coach, and we're focusing more on like our soccer skills and our game skills rather than just like goofing off or not taking soccer that seriously.
What's the key for this group to set up its offense? How do you try to do that?
I think just communication and working together in practice to go over like plays and where people should run or like positioning.
All right. What are your goals for senior year?
I think I just want to have a fun senior year and try to play better than I did last year and just build off of what we've been building the past couple years.
All right. Let's move on down the line there. We'll come back to you as well. Same thing. Introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
I'm Eden Bergman. I'm a junior, and I play outside midfield.
So, Eden, coming into your junior year, I mean, obviously you'll have 1 year left, but are you starting to sense that, wow, my high school career is going a lot faster than I thought it would?
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of crazy to like see, especially the seniors that I've like been going to school with all these years are now going to graduate. So it's weird to see.
What's camp been like? I mean, have you sensed that everybody's all in, ready to go, working hard?
Yeah, there's been a lot of commitment from players, and we're also, as the season's getting a lot more like deeper into the real season, we're seeing a lot more people come and really putting all their effort into the season.
It's only been a few years since Beechwood won a conference title. I mean, there's probably some players seniors that, did you win when you were a freshman? Oh, okay. So it's only been, was that 4 years ago? Yep. So, you still have a taste of that for the seniors. Is that something you guys talk about, or is that just not even one of your goals, not that you're focused on?
I mean, it's definitely always like there, but we're really just working on building like the program in general and just working on getting better.
So you're a junior captain, you got a sophomore captain and a senior captain, no freshman captain? You almost have a per class captainship there. But what is it about this group that Coach was inspired to name you captains?
I think for the three of us, we've all shown a lot of commitment to the team. Like, we're all returning varsity players. We've been going to all the summer practices. And I just think we've shown just like passion and commitment towards our soccer program.
When you look at this year's team, what's it going to take for it to be successful? And not necessarily win a conference title or anything like that, but just to go out on a nightly basis and do what you want to do, win or lose.
I think we're all very hardworking, and so like using that on the field is going to be important, and just building like a team connection and bond with everybody and all the players.
All right, and so now we're going to work our way back. But before that, I'm going to have you give me your goals and also give me a breakout player, somebody on the team that maybe nobody knows about right now, but they will very soon.
My goals are just for us to show improvement from last season and just like use what we've been working towards and build off of that. And I'm going to shout out Lexi Jaffe. All
right. Working our way back. Same question. Go ahead and tell us your goals and a breakout player.
I want my senior year to be a really fun year and just be able to end out my high school career with a really great team and see how far we can go this season. And I think a breakout player would be Marley.
Marley's name keeps coming up. Marley, you got a lot of pressure on you. All right, let's move on down the line there. Same thing, goals and then breakout player.
I want to improve, and personally, I want to win. And probably Kylie. Kylie Ortiz.
Okay. She's not really a breakout player, though. She's been around. That was kind of cheating, but all right, Coach. I mean, I always like to ask. You get to see your players in practice. You get to talk to them, give them your message, and today you get to listen to them give their perspective. Do you like what you hear?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're definitely speaking in a humble way. There's a reason these three girls are sitting at the table. From the start of our summer program, I had saw them at almost every single open field, conditioning, and that definitely resulted in our tryouts. And I definitely think it motivated the ones that may have not been around as much. And they came in and they really helped set the tone. And from that, the tone has kind of been set. And again, for a lot of those returning players, they were here last year when we built a really strong foundation. And like I said, expectations are increasing each and every year. We had a good season last year. I definitely think we started getting a little bit of the Beechwood name out there, a lot more respect. We started having players, some win awards. I know Eden was an honorable mention. She was a freshman last year getting second team. So, we lost some key players, as we know. Bree, our center Taylor, Blackwell as our center defender, but the talent that we have coming in and a lot of the girls that ended up stepping up to the plate, I'm really excited. They know what their jobs are. It's to get better each and every day. I see that every day in practice. We kick off the start of our season with a scrimmage tomorrow against Fairview. So definitely going to be trying out a lot of positions, new girls. So I definitely think besides the names you guys heard last year, you're going to be hearing a lot of names, and especially these three here and a lot more that are out there not here with us today.
Did you get the sense early in year two, that your game plan, your strategies are starting to take hold in the program?
Yeah, absolutely. And that ultimately comes, that goal and that vision comes collaboratively with the rest of my staff. I have an amazing assistant coach, Josh. All of my staff is returning. Coach Regina, Masenko. So that's another thing that's really working in our favor. Is we were all here last year. We saw the struggles that we had to overcome. So we're all ready for, and anticipating what struggles can come this year and how we can overcome those again. It's starting to come to life. I don't know if state conference is this year or state champion is this year, but we're definitely working towards that. And each year, each class is getting better and better. So.
You segued into my next one. Is everyone dreams of winning a state title. I mean, if you don't start out by saying, hey, the state title's here, we want to be there, you're probably doing it wrong. But it's not a reality for many teams. Yeah. But you still dream about it.
We're shooting for the stars.
Exactly.
And we'll land somewhere up there. And, that's like Eden said it best. It's always in our forefront. We haven't won a conference championship in probably since my first year at Beechwood. This year, I don't know. We have some key weapon players coming in that I think are going to shock some teams, and I'm ready for it. I'm absolutely ready for it.
An expansion shook up the divisions again, so you get some new faces in there as well.
New faces, and I definitely that's working in our favor as well. So again, that's another reason we're seeing a lot of new teams this year in the conference. So we're ready.
What's it going to take for this team to achieve your goals, whether it's, not necessarily talking about that state title, but just those incremental goals that you hope to hit and those little baby steps you want to take?
I mean, those baby steps, it starts every day in practice, showing up, giving it your all. I ask them every single day when I see them, that 4:15 to 6 o'clock practice time, I get you guys for, that time frame. When everything starts getting put in place, then we can have the fun. But right now, it's the grind. We're putting all of the hard work in now so that we can reap the benefits in postseason. Again, setting the tone, hard work, fitness. They hate when I say fitness, but that's another thing. Sometimes, your soccer game can be off, but if we're out there able to still run and outrun teams, that gives you wins on a soccer field. So
Yeah, see, the kids are smart enough to know that fitness simply means we're going to run, and we're going to run a lot.
Yeah.
So that code word doesn't work.
No, but it's part of the game, and they know it. And so again, there's some things that we love about the game that you just have to kind of bust through, and we do it. Minimum complaining, but yeah, we get there.
Well, a little complaining's acceptable as long as it's just like, man, I don't want to do this, and then they go bust
they
their
do
butt.
it, yeah.
Yeah, so outstanding. All right, well, that's the Beechwood Bison girls soccer team here out at the CVC Fall Sports Media Day. Coach, I appreciate you coming out. Ladies, thank you for being here, and best of luck to you this year. All right, that was the Beechwood Bison girls soccer team here, CVC Media Day. Up next, we've got another group of Bison, and this is the Bison boys soccer team. I am well, Coach. How are you? So no Coach Green. So you get to jump in there, and I'll start with you, Coach. I'm going to let you grab your mic and introduce yourself, and then introduce the guys you brought with you. And then you can give us a little elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Bison this season? Flip your switch on there. There you go.
I'm Chris Buchanan.
A little closer. There you go.
I'm Chris Buchanan. I've been with the program 30-plus years. Next to me is Straj, John, and Grant, and I'll let them introduce themselves a little more after, but I guess our pitch this year is to continue what we've done in the past year. We feel we have some unfinished business. This team has grown both on and off the field, and we're going to keep climbing higher and higher.
Yeah, I saw a couple games last year. One against Kirtland. That was fantastic out there at Eastlake North. Great game. Are you guys as dangerous as you were there? It just seemed like you were threatening at the net all game.
We actually are as dangerous, and we'll just bring it the entire game. Our goal is to keep high pressure on, and we go into each game feeling very, very confident.
Outstanding. All right, Coach, I'm going to come back to you. We'll start right to your left. Go ahead and grab that mic. Introduce yourself for the folks at home. Name, grade, and position.
My name's Straja. I'm a senior, and I play center back or right back. Haven't really decided that yet.
Okay. So coming into senior year, I mean, obviously the program at Beechwood has always been competitive. What are your goals for this year?
Well, I want to be better than we were last season. Senior year, I want to go out with a bang. It'll be great if we could break even more school records than we did last year, because I'm going to be honest, that was like the best time of my life. I want to see if we can make it even better.
Isn't winning fun?
Yep, it is.
Makes all those bad days at practice worth it, doesn't it?
100%.
Inspirational, but how do you bottle that up and just say, look, guys, this is what it's all about. Let's work hard at practice. Let's do those things. I don't even think you guys have to do that. I think that competitive nature comes out in practice. Does that happen?
I mean, yeah, it does. Sometimes comes out a little too much, but we take care of it.
And when you look at your team, and there are some teams that are like this, that you have a dynamic offense, which makes your defense better because they practice against those guys every day. Is that what's happening at Beechwood? Are you guys getting better by competing against each other?
Yeah, we go pretty hard against each other at practice. We've been splitting up offense and defense, and defense would practice together against our actual offense. So we kind of learn how to practice against better offenses. Kind of helps us out.
Awesome. What's going to be the strength of the team this year?
Well, I think our middle's pretty good. Right in the middle of the field. We have some pretty skilled guys in there.
How has the new divisions in the league changed anything for you guys, if it has at all? Some new faces maybe in the conference?
Yeah, I don't know. I really haven't noticed any change. I mean,
You just show up, kick the ball, and run.
it's a little
Yes.
easier, compared to Division II, but it's nothing crazy.
Right. All right. Two questions for you. One, give me your goals for this year, individual and team, and then give me a breakout player, somebody that maybe nobody has heard of yet, but they will soon.
Well, individual goal, I'd like to get a few goals as a defender. That would be cool. But as a team goal, I want to see us climb higher up the ladder than we ever did before. Breakout player, we have Daniel Park. He's a freshman. he's looking really good. You know, his older brother played for us, and I think he has like a shadow that he's hiding in right now. I think that's going to be good motivation for him to climb up.
Outstanding. I like it. All right, right there in the middle, same thing. Go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
My name's Jonathan. I'm a senior and I play center mid.
So coming into senior year, I mean, obviously you're excited probably to build off of what you did last year, but at the same time, every time you step on the field, it gets you one game closer to the end of your high school career. How do you deal with those emotions?
I mean, yeah, actually, like this is one of the things I think about every day. Like, damn, I'm really a senior now. Like, it's almost coming to an
Beep.
end. But my bad.
That's all right.
But I mean, just gotta make the best of it. I think we have a really good team this year. We went really far last year, but we came up a little bit short, maybe a little bit less than we expected, and we're really back to get it this year.
What do you think is going to be the difference this year to get you a little bit farther in the tournament?
I think mostly how we've been the core of our players. We've been playing together for a longer time now, and everyone's growing as a player, getting better, and we're building more team chemistry as well. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing.
Looking at, your season, where have you gotten better from last year? Your off-season work, how did it help you?
Well, for me personally, my biggest problem last year was losing the ball in dangerous positions, and I think it still happens sometimes, but I think I've gotten a lot better at it personally.
All right. Give me a breakout player, somebody we don't know about yet, but we will.
So he's a junior this year. He plays in the middle with me and Grant, Leo Wang. I really liked. Oh, sorry. No, he's gonna be a sophomore this year. But I really liked how he's been looking in preseason, especially our game against Rocky River yesterday. He played really good. I think as him as a holding, playing more like a 6 as a holding midfielder, it's really gonna help us.
Cool. And what are your goals for senior year?
Like individual team.
Both individual team.
Individually, I want to get all-state honors. But as a team, I think if everything it gets pieced together at the right time and we get hot at the right time, I really think we can bring home a state title this year. And so yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
It's never been done at Beechwood, right?
Nope.
Come close. State Final 4. Regional final.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the South Range game on the blue turf out there. Okay. I covered that one many years ago. Real cold. That's all I remember. Yes, the own goal. Yep. So I remember that one, but you probably still have flashbacks. Oh, all right, sir. Well, good luck to you this year. Let's work our way all the way down to the end there. And go ahead. Name, grade, and position.
My name's Grant. I'm a junior, and I play in the midfield.
All right, Grant, you're coming in. I guess you might have been the breakout guy last year, right? Is that
I guess so.
pretty accurate? He's like, yeah, I guess so. Nah, you broke out last year. You were all over the place. So great season. How do you build off of that?
I think that if we just work hard in practice, I think from last year we have a lot of returning guys, so hopefully they bring that same mentality from last year and we can keep going.
When you look at last year, did you start out a little bit nervous, or were you just ready to go from the get-go?
I mean, I had already played a year on varsity, so I think I was just ready to go. I was ready to get the season started.
And then just coming into junior year, do you feel like you're better?
I think so. I play club in the off season, which definitely helps a lot with my touch and my technical work, so hopefully I'll have a better season.
Cool. What's it going to take for this team to take that next step?
I mean, I think it's things that we've already been doing. If we keep our heads down, work hard in practice, and score goals and play good defense in games, it's as simple as that. If we do that, we can go far.
What's describe yourself as a player, because you're all over the place, and I couldn't even say, oh, he's a forward, because you're everywhere. And
I mean, I just go where I feel I'm needed most. If our team needs help on defense, then I'll go back and I'll play. I feel like I'm in everything. I can do everything: defense, pass, shoot.
All right, give me your breakout player.
We have another junior this year. I think a lot of people don't know about him. His name's Kyle Bennett. He's our center back. He's He's a really good player. Works really hard in practice.
All right. Well, good luck to you. All right, Coach, we'll swing back around and hit you up there. I mean, obviously, last year you guys did so many great things. Didn't you start out like 8-0 or something like that? And just a great season. Obviously ended sooner than you wanted it to, but how do you build off of that and not just say, well, we did this last year, well, it'll happen again, and they take it for granted?
Coming off last season, record wins as far as our school and soccer was concerned. I think the core with these three gentlemen and a few of the older guys, the off-season working was really intense, and it was kind of different, I felt, this year. And as you said from the beginning, last year's ride was incredible, and it was great to be part of it. And we really, our first goal is to win the division, and our next goal is to win this title. I mean, obviously it's very hard to do. It's very hard to even get back to where we were at, but we feel we have the ability. Our coaches are phenomenal, and I mean, we're just going to do what we can do.
I've asked the guys about some breakout players. Anyone else that you're counting on to step up? And
you know what? I probably reiterate Daniel Park. He's a freshman. He's a good young man. He knows the game, and it's very hard as a freshman to come in and play at the varsity level, and I think he has that ability.
Outstanding. And then just what are the keys to victory for Beechwood? What's it going to take to duplicate the effort last year and maybe take another step?
I believe each and every game, I think our coaches prepare our guys as well as we can, and I believe if they keep their nose down and work hard, I believe really the top is where we're going to be.
Outstanding. All right, Coach. I appreciate you gentlemen making the trip out here. I wish you the best of luck this season. Definitely one of the funnest teams to watch last year. You guys were so fast and dynamic up top. It was fun to watch. So good luck to you again this year.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. All right, that was the Beechwood Bison boys soccer team out here, kicking off our second session of the CVC Media Day with a pair of Bison teams. Up next, we're going to have the Chagrin Falls girls soccer team, and here they are. Another one that is going to make sure I'm recording this year and not forgetting to hit the button. And I will tell you that the internet is spotty, so you're going to want to wait until I upload the recorded version because the internet here, I can't stream to YouTube. So I'm on my phone, and now I've hit my limit on my phone. So now they're like, whatever they call that, limiting your thing. So now my streaming button's flashing, telling me, hey, you don't have enough. And so I am recording it, though, so you'll get to see it live this time around. But thank you for being here and not holding a grudge. I appreciate that. So, Joe, I'm going to start with you and just go ahead and introduce yourself and the girls that you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch in year two of the Joe, and I'm not going to, Joe C era, because I can never say your name right. And Chuni? Chuni.
No
Chuni.
Yeah.
Chuni.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm Joe Chuni, head coach of the Chagrin girls team. Brought with me here two of our three captains this year, Lindsay Burgess and Alex Chinesy. The third one is going on a little family trip, so she wasn't able to make it, and she was sad about that.
Slacker.
I know.
Slacker.
She sends her apologies.
I could Photoshop her in it later. I'll just.
That's right. We're excited about the start of this season. We've had some really good practices. Getting ready for our first game on Friday night. We have had to deal with some injuries. Unfortunately, we've had 3 ACLs.
Oh my!
In the spring, including Alex over here. Unfortunately, will be out for the season. So will our third captain, Maggie Oliver. So we've had some losses before we even really got a chance to get started. But I think now that we've kind of had time to process all that and move through it, I think we're excited to get started. And we're certainly going to miss those girls on the field. But it does give other players an opportunity to kind of step up and show what they can do. So I'm excited to see others kind of get a chance to prove how good they are.
Next Tiger in. So that's it. All right, Coach, I'll come back to you. Lindsay, go ahead and grab a mic. And then just for the folks at home, go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Burgess. I'm a senior, and I play midfield/attack.
Younger sister of Sarah?
Yes.
All right, so Coach is happy about that. All right, so coming in, Chagrin Falls soccer, it's the bar is always high.
Yeah.
What's it going to take to raise it a little higher this year?
I think everyone, including the freshmen sophomores just really have to step up. We've, like Joe said, we've had good practices, and I see some potential. So, yeah.
All right. And what's your role this year? Not just necessarily your position or a captain, but what's coach expecting out of you?
I think just like the team leader, just keeping everyone positive and keeping everyone just focused.
Obviously, it's hard to not discuss the state title you won a couple years ago, and you guys were a part of that. And has it worn off yet? I mean, has it gotten old?
It is not. I still talk about it all the time. I look at all the Instagrams and all the YouTube videos.
I wasn't even part of it, and I still talk about it. So I just love that stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I still think about it, definitely, yeah.
And there were so many remarkable runs or remarkable moments during that run, and that's what I look at. Just like the penalty kicks and everyone, it's just I still get goosebumps. Look, it's crazy, and I have nothing to do with Chagrin Falls, but that was so exciting. It's just great to watch. But I mean, obviously you want to duplicate that effort, but it's so hard. And coming through D2 in Northeast Ohio, there are so many good teams, and it's hard. But what are you guys doing to prepare for that moment?
I just think we're really putting in effort. Like, everyone's just really trying their hardest. And I think we can go pretty far if we really try.
All right, and so I'm going to put you on the spot and give me a breakout player, somebody nobody knows about yet, but they soon will.
So we have a junior named Allie Stevenson. Sophomore? Oh, okay, sophomore. Allie. Really? Okay. Allie Stevenson. She just has really put in a lot of focus, and she just really is all in when we play games and practices. So I think she's a good help to our team.
Do you feel any additional pressure being the younger Burgess?
Sometimes I always get sometimes comments or be like Sarah, but try and be myself. So
Good. And then just lastly, what are your goals?
my goals are just to have a fun season, just have everyone work hard, and especially me to work hard and try and get some goals. So.
All right. Alex, on to you. Grab your mic. Make sure that black switch is up. And then same thing. Introduce yourself for the folks at home, name, grade, and position.
Okay, so I'm Alex Chinesy. I'm a senior, and normally I play center midfield.
And I'm not going to try and pronounce your name either.
You probably
Chinesy.
shouldn't.
Okay. I won't even try to spell it. His is easy to spell, but all right. So coming into a new year, I mean, obviously you graduated some players. Some other players you counted on aren't going to be there because of injuries. But how do you take all that in stride and just say, you know what, we're going to go out, work hard, and see where the chips fall?
Yeah, totally. I think especially the graduating seniors last year, they contributed a ton to our team, a bunch of pivotal players. But throughout the past two scrimmages we've had, I've seen a lot of people step up, especially in our grade, which is awesome to see. So I'm really not worried about it. I think the shoes will be filled as they should be, and there's definitely some people I fully trust on the field to get us the results that we want.
Has anything been different in Joe's second year? I mean, I know he was co-head coach the couple years before that as well, so he's been around the program. But any changes, or are you guys still rolling it the Chagrin way?
I think definitely as now Joe is the head coach, it's just been awesome to get that technicality side of soccer. He's very focused on that side of soccer, and it's kind of just a nice change kind of thing. But I definitely say he emphasizes just kind of playing whichever game we develop as a team that year, because with high school sports it's a new team every year. You can't really replicate anything, which I really value. There's nothing we're going to be able to replicate 2 years ago or last year, and I think it's just something that's really important to our team as morally.
When you look at that state championship run, was there anything different than any other year, or was that just everything fell the way it was supposed to? And
yeah, we've talked about it a lot. I don't know how, but it just seems kind of everything that year fell into place. All the aspects were just 100%. I mean, our team camaraderie, our play. I think we all got to pick up on how all of us played too. You could tell me without showing me where Alana was, and I'd be able to play the direct pass, and find her. I think we all just were able to really understand each other's game. but yeah, that was just an insane year, I'd say.
I still talk to Braddock about his. It's crazy. It's so hard to get there, and then to win it in like dramatic fashion too. I mean, it's one thing if you go and you win 8-0. It's like, well, we were a state champs, but that was so like anticlimactic. You won it in like dramatic fashion, and there's no substitute for that moment, and that's what I love about sports in general. And it's just So what's the goal of this team? Like, not like goals, but like trying to set up your offense, playing defense. And both of you can answer this one, but how do you roll with that? Is there a strategy, or do you just have like things you try to accomplish and then you have to adapt to whatever occurs?
Yeah, I think with this season especially and all the injuries, versatility is really going to be something we got to emphasize. So I think just throughout the season, everyone's playing different positions, trying things out. Establishing a back line is something that's going to be important for us. But yeah, I think we're just finding our groove, and with more play, it's going to come. But versatility is definitely going to be a big, part of our season this year.
Defensively, you guys can talk on that one too. What can we expect out of Chagrin? I know in the past you've had blazing fast girls back there, and is that still the case, or have you changed anything up?
I think it's definitely going to find its groove. I mean, we have returning Maggie Goss, and she's a beast. I totally respect her in that department. But I think, like I was saying, we also have people stepping up, like Amelia Banco. She's, played a little bit in our scrimmages at defense, and she's been doing a great job. So I think it's just going to kind of be as we go on who steps up. But like you said, Chagrin's been known for their back lines throughout the past couple years, and I don't anticipate us losing that reputation anytime soon.
So another Banco too. Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Good families in Chagrin. Just keep those athletes coming. All right, Coach. I'm going to swing it back to you, and just you hear your captains or your upperclassmen here talking, and they get it, and that has to make your job easier when the girls kind of understand that, hey, that moment, winning a state title, everything fell into place, but it was because you prepared for that. And so they understand. How nice is that as a coach to take that off the table? You don't have to focus on that so much.
It's a big luxury to have, for sure, to have captains and leaders who you can kind of rely on to kind of lead the team. And I do ask my captains to do a lot. I rely on them to do a lot of things for us. I put a lot on their shoulders in terms of organizing the team, getting them together, doing team bonding stuff, making sure on the field we're doing the right thing, playing the right way, acting the right way. And we've got 3 good ones this year who have done a phenomenal job so far this season.
I assume your schedule is loaded with powerhouses again, and there's people that believe that that's the way to do it. There's people that believe you sprinkle in a couple of homecoming type opponents, and then obviously your belief is bring them. I want to play the best to be the best.
Yeah, I definitely like matching up against the other top teams just to see, where we're at and and if we're not quite at their level, how can we get there? I always like to try to learn things from our opponents as well. Are they doing something that we could also do to improve our game? And I think those games are more fun as well. Even the games that you end up losing or tying and not getting a victory in, you remember those games more than the 7-0 blowouts where you only play half the game. Those intense, close games are the ones you're going to take with you for memories for a lifetime. And I think it's fun as a player to get to challenge yourself and just see how you'd match up against some other top players.
And then you get to see most of those teams on your schedule in the postseason, and so you're well familiar with them, but they're also familiar with you. So.
Correct. It does give us an up-close kind of.
So you have to kind of hide a little bit, right?
Kind of. Kind of. Not really. We're scouting in soccer is there's only so much you can do with it, I think, and there's not much hiding game plans or anything, and we're trying to change things dramatically if we play them a second time or anything.
All right. And then we talked about some of the other players, but from your perspective, you graduated some great seniors, as you do every year. You have to replace them, but who are some of the other girls that are going to step in and play key roles this year?
We've got a good junior class as well. They mentioned Maggie Goss already, and we got Brix Neathammer and Bella Radomski, who were both starters on that state championship team as freshmen. So we're expecting a lot out of them this year. I'm expecting those girls to be making game-winning plays for us every game in some facets of the field, and their experience as well. They have a lot of experience now at the varsity level and just in soccer in general. And then we've got really good seniors who have really stepped up really nice. Amelia in the back, Elena Goodwin has stepped up in the back as well. Ava Chess is doing really nice for us in the back. So we're kind of remaking a few areas of our formation a little bit due to personnel losses for various reasons, but it's coming along nicely. I'm excited as they gel more what we're going to be capable of.
Keys to victory. I mean, obviously, I know your goal is the top of that podium again at the state championship, but what's it going to take to get there?
To get there, it's going to take a lot of hard work, as you already mentioned. There's a lot of really good Division II Northeast Ohio teams. It's kind of a gauntlet to get to the Final Four from our region. So it's going to take a lot of teamwork for sure. Again, losing some of the players that we have already, really, really solid and good individual talents. So to replace that, you can't really replicate their skills and abilities. So it's going to be kind of a team mentality to step up, and can we work together to create goals and work together to prevent goals on the other side. And it's going to take some luck at times, for sure. For anybody who has ever made it that far will tell you need a little bit of luck every now and then, a couple bounces to go your way.
Absolutely.
Hopefully. Hopefully we can kind of manufacture our own luck at times, but it's really going to take a teamwork on the field, offensively and defensively, communicating, playing together, moving together, staying connected.
Excellent. Well, it's always fun to watch Chagrin play. That now that expansion has happened and the divisions have kind of been reworked, you kind of lose some of that. That Chagrin division was brutal for a few years. I think Kirtland went back down, right? They're back. Oh, they're still in the Chagrin?
Kirtland's still in it's the same schools from last year, and Lutheran West.
And Lutheran West.
So it's the same,
and West Jogga's got a new coach, and I had Orange in already. They got a new coach and some excitement. Hawken, yep. So should be fun again. So, all right. Appreciate you coming out, ladies. Good luck this season, Coach. And I will have this online, so you got it this time. Thanks. Have a good night. Thanks for coming out. Okay, that was the Chagrin Falls girls soccer team here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day. This is the second session today from Orange High School. Up next, we've got the Conneaut Spartans football team. Another new addition to the CVC this year. The Conneaut Spartans here played in, it's always confusing when I say this. I think it was Pennsylvania District 10, but that was your conference? I don't quite understand. Gotcha. All right, so Coach, I'm going to have you start out. Just grab your microphone, flip that black switch up, introduce yourself, and then introduce the guys you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Spartans this year?
All right. I'm Rocco Dobrin, head coach, and then next to me is our quarterback, Max Gleason. We have Thaddeus Huya, wide receiver and corner for us. Max also plays corner. We're happy to be in a new league. CVC, we thank them for letting us in. It's been a while. We've been trying to get into Ohio League, so we're happy about that. And, we're one of those teams that we just try to, as a program, you get better every day. Obviously we set goals for ourselves and for the team, but at the end of the day, our goal is, can we get better each and every day? And that's what we look forward to. So.
All right, Coach, I'll come back to you after we talk to your guys, but grab that microphone there in the middle, and once again, introduce yourself, name, grade, and positions you play for the folks at home.
My name is Max Gleason. I'm a senior, and I play quarterback and corner for the Conneaut Spartans.
So senior year, you get a whole bunch of new opponents, a new conference. How exciting is it all on top of just coming out and being a senior this year?
I think it's really exciting because we get to play the teams that we know the best, because we've been in, like you said, the District 10 PA League, and then last year we were independent. But this year, because the years prior, we just sit back and watch the rivalries go on in our county, but this year we actually get to be a part of it.
And that's nice. You get to see probably Jefferson was one you're familiar with. Lakeside, you play them a lot. And, so getting those and getting back into Ohio has to be nice. But what can these CVC teams expect out of the Spartans? What kind of offense do you run?
We're spread offense. We're run heavy, but we also throw in the pass to keep you honest. And then we also just are tough overall team, and we'll battle. You can expect a battle.
talk about some of the weapons you have at your disposal: running backs, wide receivers, tight end.
Yeah, we got a pretty solid wide receiver core all around, and then a pretty good running back, and then I can. Okay, we got Wyatt Payne.
Name drop. Name drop.
Okay, I don't want to give away that much information. No, but we got Wyatt Payne at running back, and then we got Thaddeus, Bryce, Ethan, and Noah Ham at wide receivers, and then we have a pretty good O-line.
And then defensively, you're DB as well?
Yeah, defensively, I play defensive back, and he's defensive back also. We also have Wyatt Payne at safety. He's a hard hitter.
All right.
And then we got Bryce and Ethan at linebackers. And last year, and Ty had it on his tie. Yeah,
All right,
Ty had the most tackles.
I'll let your teammate talk about defense, but before we get there, what are you looking to accomplish as a senior?
I'm just looking to accomplish a winning season. That's, well, more than that. I'm looking to go to the playoffs, and my personal goal is to win a playoff game.
All right, you guys open up next Thursday, right? You've got your first CVC TV game of the week, so we'll get to see Conneaut early. Is that Grand Valley you're playing?
Valley, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, and just give me what are your individual goals, and then tell me give me a breakout player, somebody nobody knows right now, which right now it's anybody because you guys are the unknown, but somebody that's going to have a breakout year.
My personal goals are probably I want to get up there in rushing yards. Obviously, 1,000 yards would be a really good season. And as quarterback, I also want to match my yards and my throwing yards and my rushing yards. And a breakout player for this season, I'd probably say Noah Ham. We've never really seen him on the field. Also, we got Thaddeus next to me. Look out for those two.
All right, sounds good, sir. Go ahead and grab your microphone there, Thaddeus, and same thing. Introduce yourself, name, grade, and positions.
All right, I'm Thaddeus Huya. I'm a junior this year. I play wide receiver and cornerback.
Thaddeus, coming in, how exciting is it just to be a part of a new conference, seeing some of those old rivalry teams that you probably grew up watching on Friday nights?
Yeah, I'm thrilled. Our team's camaraderie this year, playing against teams we know, I think it's really good.
So you're a wide receiver and a DB, right?
Yep.
All right, so from the wide receiver perspective, how often do you get thrown the ball? I mean, your quarterback just said it's a spread offense, heavy on the run, but you can keep defenses honest.
Yeah.
Are you the guy that keeps them honest?
Yeah, I think so this year. I can prove that. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
We're a heavy run team, but so it's important for our receivers to know how to block, be physical. But in situations where we need to throw the ball, I think we can definitely do that.
All right, and then I'll let you talk about the defense a little bit. What do you guys try to do there? How aggressive are you? Is it you wait back? Are you attacking? What do you do?
We have some really aggressive linebackers. We have Ty Koval, Ethan Osborne, and Bryce Sperlin. And our DBs, it's me and Max right now at corner. And we have our safeties, Wyatt Payne, and we have Carrick Dobrin and Bradley Agnew at our other safety.
All right. And then special teams we don't talk about much, but throw something in there. How's your kicker, punter, special teams units?
Our kicker is Bryce Sperlin. He's one of our linebackers. He's picked up kicking like halfway through the season last year. He did a great job. And I'm looking forward to this year.
What are your goals for junior year?
I want to contribute on the defensive side of the field and just help on offense as much as I can.
And then give me your breakout player.
Probably Bradley Agnew. He's at safety.
Okay, cool. Well, good luck to both of you guys this year. Coach, I'll throw it back to you. Jumping into the new league and all those rivalries, is that kind of excited the program and the fans? Is that something they're looking forward to?
Absolutely. The fans are excited. The kids are excited. They're playing teams that they know. We've always played Edgewood, but now we're in the same conference as them. But then you add in Jefferson, Lakeside, Geneva, some of them closer schools. So you talk about gate and just having bigger crowds at your games and those things.
Huge difference.
Yeah, it's a huge difference because right now, when we play a Grand Valley, we play at Edgewood, we get a pretty good crowd. But then those other PA games or independent games, you're not getting as big of crowds. But now this year, you'll have 5 or 6 home games where you're getting, or that's not necessarily home games, but 5 or 6 games where you're getting that big crowd, and that always excites. It's a better atmosphere for these kids. I mean, they only go through high school once, and those are some special memories and moments that you get to have, and so they're excited to be back in it. Everybody in town's excited we're back playing those schools. So.
I have to imagine the familiarity with the Ashtabula County schools kind of helps you in scouting. But joining a new league, you could be like an eye opener. It's who are these teams? Where
right.
How has that process gone of just kind of scouting your schedule?
Yeah, I mean it's gone all right. Like because we get to know all these coaches and friends for the last year. A lot of these coaches have been coaching for a while, so we might have scrimmaged them or seen them in 7-on-7s or those kind of things. So we have a little bit of knowledge of them. This will be the first year we're playing most of them in about maybe 3 or 4 years. But other than the bigger schools like Geneva, Lakeside, Madison, they're a little bigger, so we haven't really played them much. But the Jeffersons, the Edgewoods, the Grand Valley, we've seen them a lot, and so we kind of know what they got. It is a little easier. The nice thing will be a little bit of consistency because, maybe not this year, but as the years go, we're going to see these teams over and over again where, over the past 8 years in Conneaut, every 2 years you're playing a whole new schedule. So it's like, hey, we're starting over as far as scouting teams. You have no idea what you get until about the week before. Then you're trying to find film.
Right.
So it should be a good thing, and I think it'll be good for the program and the town.
What's the key to victory for your squad? I mean, obviously you got to go out and block and tackle and all that, but there are keys to winning. I mean, and not the cliche stuff like no turnovers, that kind of thing. But
yeah, I hear you. I think it's how well these guys bond as a group. We actually got a very small senior class, but all of them were very big contributors last year. We were very junior heavy as far as the stars of the team last year, other than 1 or 2 kids. They were all juniors, so they're going to be seniors. I think we have 8 seniors this year, and 2 are new. So that's 6 guys that really played last year, but all 6 were big-time contributors. So it's not a lot. So then you got about 6 juniors behind them, which is not a lot for us. Those are 2 small classes in a row. Very good players in those 2 classes. So I think the key to their success is going to be, can they get those sophomores and freshmen that have to play to really learn the system, but also bond with those young guys. Sometimes it's hard for a senior or junior to bond with a freshman or sophomore, but really get those guys so that they can trust them in an actual varsity game, because we don't want to play freshmen and sophomores, but that's just kind of where we're at. So I think that bonding is gonna be the element of winning and being successful, because we've run same offense, same defense for years. We're very confident in what these guys can do. Max had an excellent year last year at quarterback. We have no question on how he's going to do. The guys around him, offensive line looks solid. There's a lot of good things, but now can we stay healthy? And then when those guys got to get their shot in there, they got to stay tight-knit and just believe in the guy next to you. When it comes game time, if you trust the guy next to you, good things are going to happen.
I asked your guys for some breakout players. Who are some other kids that have impressed you in camp so far?
We want to hear, because he can't talk about himself, but Thaddeus is, he had a kind of different road. He played soccer his first year and just kicked for us. And then last year decided, I'll kick, but I really want to be a player. I want to play football. And he had an excellent JV year as far as receiver and corner goes. And then this year he had a great track season. Just saw his speed out on the track. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize he was that fast,
And that was my kicker.
Yeah, right, absolutely. And so now he's grown into this confident kid that was, no confidence 2 years ago. And he just believes in himself, so he's a big one. We know that Wyatt Paynes, our tailback, is going to be a good player. But we looked at Ethan Osborne, is a great junior, or he's a senior now, but as a junior, he is really a great player, but he got hurt early, or about mid-season. And we moved him around different positions. So he's that guy that doesn't get a lot of credit. He don't get a lot of credit, and he's one of the key pieces of our offense and defense. He's going to be our top receiver, probably one of the top 2. And then on defense, I bet you he's in the top 3 as tackles. He's just that aggressive kid. And so he's a guy that I think is really going to stand out as a senior that we're looking to look forward to. And then on the offensive line, we have a really good senior, Scotty Edwards, and then a guy's getting cleared with his knee last year, who's only going to be a junior. Jaden Anderson's really doing a great job for us. But the sleeper, I think, that people don't really know about is 2 juniors. But Dylan Phillip is like, all of a sudden, he was always a tall kid, but now all of a sudden he's like 6'6". I'm like, hey, where'd that come from? And we don't get too many big linemen
No.
around Conneaut,
You don't get big
all of a
linemen like that anywhere.
Yeah, right. So now all of a sudden you get a 6'6" guy, and it's like, wow, this kid really, if he really believes in himself and really goes after it, he can do more damage than he knows. And Gavin Nesbitt's another sophomore that played at the end of last year that is he's probably like 6'2", but 315 pounds, one of them bigger kids, and we just expect a lot from those guys. And those are guys that didn't get a lot of credit last year as sophomores, but they're going to be juniors that I think people are going to be impressed with.
Outstanding. All right. Well, I appreciate you making the long trip out here. What time's your flight back to Conneaut?
Right. Exactly. Hey, great to be here, though. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you've got some closer teams to play now. It helps out the Ashtabula County schools for us as well, so it's great to see that growing out that way and kind of alleviating the travel issue we had prior to Jefferson Conneaut jumping in. So it's good to have you, and looking forward to that Thursday night matchup next week. So good luck to you fellas, and thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
All right, that was the Conneaut Spartans football team, one of the newer teams here in the Chagrin Valley Conference. So moving right along here in session 2 of our Chagrin Valley Conference Fall Sports Media Day, we've got the Berkshire girls soccer team coming up next. Give the Badgers a moment to take their spots at the head table here. Coach Patterson unable to make it, so I'll let Coach introduce himself. Coach, you can just go ahead, grab that mic, introduce yourself, and then introduce the girls you brought with you, and then give us a little elevator pitch. What can we expect out of your squad this year? Not yet. Up is on.
There we go.
There you go.
All right, my name's Ethan Pollock. I'm the assistant coach, one of the assistant coaches for the Berkshire Badgers.
You're all grown up, Ethan.
Yeah. You remember covering me in high
Yeah.
school? Okay.
Oh, I feel old now.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, no kidding. Absolutely. Just a couple years. Yeah. I still look great, though. I mean, come on. Right? Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Unreal. How old are you now? 23?
26.
20. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I went to Kent. My math isn't so good. Sorry. All right, so give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect?
Yeah, so we graduated a lot last year. If you look at our roster, you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Our 100-point scorer in Brooke Wachowski, and we graduated our whole back line basically. But we're bringing back 5 starters that did a ton for us last year. A lot of CVC awards, regional awards, everything like that. Coming back, big scores, a lot of assists, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, you still have some of the most dynamic scorers in the area. So you graduated some good ones, but you brought a bunch back.
Yeah, we got a lot of really good talent on the team. We also have a lot of good freshmen that came out, a big, strong freshman class that's been playing together for a while. And it's really exciting to see them work together and kind of get used to playing with a high-level team.
All right, good. Coach, I will come back to you, but let's start right in the middle. For the folks at home, go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Melissa Lawson, and I'm a senior, and I play in the midfield.
My name is Ebony McCandless. I am also a senior, and I play up front.
So, Alyssa, and Evania, is that? I've called you Ivania forever, so my apologies. At least when I type it, it comes out right. But when I pronounce it, it obviously wasn't correct. But Alyssa, I'll start with you. I mean, coming in, you did graduate a lot, but you do return 2 of the best scorers in the conference and in the area. So I've got to imagine expectations are still high?
Yes, we still expect to win our CVC. We know it's going to be a hard year because like Wycliffe, for instance, they're bringing back everyone that they had last year. They didn't really graduate a lot, and like Wycliffe, Cuyahoga Heights, Independence, they all give us a good game, and they're all in our conference. But we still expect to be dominant over them and hopefully win another CVC championship.
What's that going to take to do what you want to do?
We have to learn from our mistakes, and that would mean, practicing a lot more, taking the time to really understand what we're doing wrong. And as long as we keep implementing like changes and making sure we have to make sure that our mistakes are very little because we're going to be playing a tough schedule this year. And so we just have to focus and be prepared for anything that happens.
You obviously have the scoring locked up right here. I mean, you don't have to worry where the scoring's going to come from, and there's some other girls that can complement the two of you. But talk about that flow. How do you create all of that scoring?
You know, I think Alyssa.
Hey, microphone hog, we'll come to you. Just kidding. No, you can jump in. I just have to move my camera to get you in there, though. All right, now you can go. Go ahead.
I just wanted to compliment Alyssa's soccer IQ real quick because I think that has a lot to do with it. She's a very smart player and dictates a lot of our through balls and our plays, and that also rubs off on our more inexperienced players and bringing them up to a higher level. Take it away.
You know, we are rebuilding our entire back line because we graduated all of our back line. They were all seniors last year. So, I mean, as long as we're all feeding off of each other and everyone understands, you know, we want to be a great team this year and we expect to be a great team this year. So, I think as long as everyone is, you know, like keeping up and like making sure they're on top of everything, we'll be okay this year.
Few years ago, regionals, for the first time in school history, and the program's only gotten better from there. And is it built for the long term? I mean, the younger kids that are stepping in, are they kind of filling in those roles that you guys did when you were younger?
Yes. I mean, I know us as captains and the rest of our seniors, we talk about a legacy a lot. We want to leave this program and make sure it's still this dominant program that everyone wants to come into. Because, I mean, coming into our program, the freshmen, we come off of, you know, last year we went 16-1. I mean, they come in hungry to do that again this year. So we, in our practices and stuff, we influence that, you know, you have to work hard and stuff. And I think that as long as that mentality stays the same, then it'll keep going far.
Well, and that success kind of breeds success because the younger kids come in thinking, oh, we're 16-1 every year. And that's kind of the mindset they develop. And that's good, but you also don't take it for granted. And so I think that's where captains come in and the older players say, hey, nobody gave us those 16 wins. We had to earn them. So hopefully they see that pretty quickly too. But give me a breakout player, somebody nobody knows about right now, but after a couple games they will.
You know, I would think our back line, especially Claire Corbett and Bree Kenny, they're all amazing. I mean, Claire is dominant. I mean, she knows how to use her body. She's smart. I think she will definitely lead the team in the future.
Okay. Let's move on down. Now it's your turn. Go ahead again. For the folks at home, just introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
My name is Ebony McCandless. I am a senior, and I play forward.
So you burst on the scene as a freshman, and everybody knew who you were right away. And how do you build off of that? I mean, you've just gotten better and better. Is there still another level?
I think there's always another level. I think something I've been working on more recently is just completing more passes, like having a higher pass rate completency. I think that's important for me, and making more plays instead of having like maybe 5 missed passes and then one that leads to a goal. Instead of that, just having more complete passes and more complete plays, and choosing my time to go 1v1 versus if someone is in a better opportunity. So I think my overall mindset though has stayed the same. I love terrorizing the back lines. That is my mindset going in every game, and I think that has stayed pretty consistent throughout all my years.
A lot of times a team will have a great scorer and everybody else is just, let's get her the ball. Berkshire has multiple great scorers. How well do you work together, and how do your teammates kind of pick and choose who to give the ball to?
I think we're a very smart team with playing who you see, so we're not always going for the hero ball over 5 people and then into the back line, but I think it's more just playing the simple passes and letting the game come to us. So that's just playing who you're in front of instead of like, oh, who's the best? Let me get her the ball. And we all just bounced off each other. And I think that's the most satisfying way to play, because it's just doing a little tick-a-tack of soccer around and then seeing how the game opens for you.
I go back to when Lexi Boyk was playing, and that's exactly how they played. It was like, kick the ball as far as you can and let Lexi run it down, and she did, and she'd score. And that's a great way to play. But now, over the past 4 or 5 years, when you're bringing in more technical players with that same speed, now you guys are setting up an offense and you're just breaking defenses down, making them look silly and doing all those things. Is that going to continue? Do you see that continuing?
Yes, I think that is exactly how us as captains and the rest of our seniors are coaching our team to be. We're always shouting, play the simple pass, like make it simple, just bounce it around. It makes it much more like a team sport because everyone's involved in every play and everyone's a part of like our defending and our attacking. So yes, we're definitely implementing that and hoping that it sticks for the future.
And you moved up to D2, right?
Yes.
So that obviously you need to amp up that schedule too, because not that D3 was easy, but there are a lot more D2 teams in this area that are really good and really hard to get past. And, D3, you have Kirtland, Wycliffe, and then you get to the Youngstown area and the Toledo area. But D2, you've got Chagrin Falls, West Geauga, Lake Catholic, Rocky River. I mean, there's just the list goes on. And so you've got to be at the top of your game. What's it going to take to kind of make noise in the D2 postseason? Either of you can answer that one.
So we've definitely, the schedule coming up for our season is the toughest one that we've ever had. And part of that is that some teams drop from our conference, unfortunately. But fortunately, that made room for us to go ahead and schedule teams that we think will prepare us better for postseason. So we're playing tougher teams this year in hopes that that'll make our postseason run a lot longer this year.
I think also we expect out of our players and stuff that we're all hungry and we want to make a district appearance this year because unfortunately we didn't last year. Our season got cut pretty short last year, so we're all really hungry to make that district appearance this year.
Leaves a bad taste in your mouth, doesn't it?
Yes.
As long as it inspires you to do better, that's great. If you just stay angry, then it doesn't help you. But good. All right, Coach, I'll swing it back to you and talked a little bit about offense, defense, and the postseason and the challenges that you've got to overcome. But who are some of the other girls that you're going to count on? I mean, obviously, you've got two of the most dynamic scorers here, but somebody has to get them the ball. Somebody has to play defense. Where's all that going to come from?
I mean, obviously we got two incredible scorers right here. Someone we haven't mentioned yet is Kelly McCandless, who is just one of the best players I think you'll see in the whole area, and one of the best on our team for sure. And she can play anywhere, and she does play everywhere. She's up top, she's back, she's in the side, she's in the stands. Who knows where she's at? But she's over there making the play and she's
selling popcorn.
Yeah, she is just so active out there, and she just terrorizes people from all angles.
And that's kind of the way, since Ian's been around, is that attacking style, and you guys just keeping pressure on the defense. Is that going to be more of the same this year?
It'll be a good mix. Yeah, I mean, my philosophy, I was a forward when I played soccer. I just score. They score 5, we're scoring 15.
Yeah.
I don't care. He's a little more conservative than me with that, which is good. We're a good pair. But we got a good mix. Yeah.
Good. And then just, goal-wise for the team, have you discussed that? I mean, obviously everyone wants to win a state title, that kind of thing, but what are your short-term and long-term goals?
So one of our main goals, win the CVC. We're in Division II like we talked about. We want to make it to a district final in Division II, win our first Division II playoff game. Those are our three main goals right now.
Cool. And then we talked about some other players, but give me a breakout couple. Who do you think is going to have a big breakout year? Not girls you're counting on, but the girls you're just like, yep, I've seen them in practice. I know they're going to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, like they mentioned, Claire Corbett in our back line. She's super tough. She very reminiscent of Lainey Wadsworth, who played defense for us last year. Very physical, very determined. If she gets angry, she's you don't want to get her angry.
Kind of like Asia. Asia was she was the enforcer.
Yeah, she's definitely an enforcer. Big body back there. She's fast. She's smart.
Yep.
She's got 3 brothers that are all better than her. She's got that mentality. So it's going to be fun to watch her develop over the years. And we also have a couple other good freshmen coming in. Kit Wadsworth. Ivy Martin's another very physical player, very smart. And these girls have been playing together for a while too. I coached them when I was coaching junior high, and they had an amazing team. Back when they were 7th graders, and I was coaching them. And it's great to see them in the program now and still together.
Well, it's great to see. I go back to 2011 when the girls team had 12 players, and then two of them got hurt in a scrimmage and they wanted to cancel the season, and you guys almost didn't exist. And it's like, no, you can't do it. It's hard to get it back. So they fought through that year, and man, good things have happened. So it's good to see Berkshire's program not only, on the rise, but accomplishing big things. And with you two scoring goals this year, I think you're well on your way. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you coming out, and good luck to you this year.
Thank you.
That was the Berkshire Badgers girls soccer team here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day. Up next, we've got the Hawken girls soccer team, followed by West Yaga girls soccer, Geneva girls soccer, and then Richmond Heights football, and then we'll close out the night with Orange volleyball. So we'll give Hawken a moment here. Once again, I want to let you know that our broadcast today is presented by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery, as is all of our CVC TV productions, which will begin next Thursday with that Grand Valley at Conneaut football game that we discussed. So that'll be happening soon. The Hawken girls are scheduled at 6:20. I'm not sure if they've arrived yet, so I'm going to take a quick break and go in search of the Hawks, and we'll be back momentarily. right, you ready? All right. Welcome back to the 2023 CVC Fall Sports Media Day. This is our first of 4 Media Day events. We are live from Orange High School. This is the second session today, and next up we've got the Hawk and Hawks girls soccer team. Coach, welcome. A new face here in the Media Day. Heidi no longer comes to see me anymore, so I don't know what I said to her last year, but she didn't want to come back, so welcome.
She just had her hands full with a lot of different things going on.
I bet. It gets hard. But I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself and then introduce the girls you brought with you and then give us a elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Hawks?
Awesome. Well, my name is Jenny Turbin, and I'm taking over as the head coach. I have been an assistant coach with Hawken for the past 2 seasons. With me today are 2 of my seniors. This is Anya Stupica and Josie Culver. And just a little preview for our team ahead. We've got 5 returning seniors this year. We've got a lot of new players coming in, some new freshmen to our team. We've been in practice now for the past week, heading into our second week. We're working on a lot of different things, possession, we're working on our finishing, our defense. We're just getting geared up for the season, really.
With you being familiar with the program, how did that help your transition to become head coach? Can't imagine you went in and, well, we're changing everything.
Correct. No, we had a really good foundation set with Heidi previously, and it's nice to already know my players and they know me. So it's been a pretty smooth transition. We had a little bit of a rough start. We actually had lost a coach previous to me stepping in. So that was our biggest, I think, battle that we've had to kind of go uphill on. But since then, it's been really positive. Our girls are working hard, and yeah, we're ready to go.
Have you made changes or just kind of riding it out and fine-tuning what you've done before?
I think right now we're looking at potentially like a new formation for our team, just based on where our skills and our talents lie. But a lot, like I said, our foundation has really been strong with the traditions that have been set within the program. So we're really just kind of trying to stay in line with what we've done and tweak a couple things here and there.
Okay, I will come back to you, Coach. We'll start right in the middle. Go ahead and grab that microphone, introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
My name's Anya Supika. I'm going to be a senior, and I usually play in the midfield and up top.
So coming in, new coach, but she's familiar. How much has that kind of helped, that whole transition? Coaching changes can be disruptive, but I imagine this one's been pretty seamless and without bumps in the road.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty smooth. We've kind of like grown a bond with Coach Jenny over the past couple of years and our 2 assistant coaches. So I think it's good that they kind of stepped up into the position, and I'm excited to see what's coming this season.
What's different from last year?
Definitely we lost a good group of seniors, so it's definitely going to be tough to kind of fill them in, especially up top. We're missing Carmen Cicerini. She was definitely a big help. So we're definitely going to need to fill those positions in up top.
Who are some of the players that have impressed you so far?
I think definitely Evelyn Lally. She's going to be a junior. She's been working really hard in practice, and she's got lots of potential this year, and I'm excited to see what she can do.
What do you bring to the pitch?
Well, I kind of stepped into the midfield position a little bit last year, so I'm possibly going to be playing there a little bit, kind of distributing the ball and also getting up in the attack more.
And then how about the offense as a whole? How do you guys try to set up your scoring opportunities?
We usually kind of try to play through the middle and kind of find the open pockets, and our forwards usually making runs up top and kind of finding them through there.
And then defensively, what do you like to do?
Defensively, I think we like to play simple out of the back, kind of pass the ball around, kind of draw the defenders in, and then play through the middle, and then up and out up top.
CVC girls soccer's won 2 state titles in the last 5 years, and go back 10 or 12 years, you probably have 2 or 3 more. it's a great conference to play in. You guys play some great teams. So when you look at your record, it's like, oh, that's probably disappointing, but it's really not. I mean, when you are playing at that high level, you're going to expect to either tie or drop a game to a good team. But how does that kind of elevate your play? Just to know that you're every game you go out, you're going to be competing against a really good opponent.
I think that definitely fuels us as a team and kind of makes us want to work harder because we know from previous years that we've like had tough competitions like against West G and Chagrin, and we know like what we're facing. So I think coming up this year, I think we know like what we're coming into, and we're gonna definitely be prepared for that.
What are your goals for this year?
My goal as a senior definitely is to like kind of leave a mark on this team and kind of like show like the like underclassmen, the freshmen and sophomores like what it is to be like a leader on the team and be a part of Hawk and Girls Soccer and kind of like leave my legacy there, like leading the team and kind of showing the like underclassmen and new players.
I like to ask the kids for a breakout player, somebody that nobody knows about yet, but pretty soon they will. Anyone on your team?
Yeah, we have a freshman that just came in. Her name's Caroline. I'm excited to see what she can do. She's definitely been excelling in practice so far, especially coming in as a freshman. I'm pretty impressed with what she has to offer for our team. And then, like I mentioned before, upperclassman Evelyn Lally. I think she's definitely going to be a big help in the midfield this year.
All right. Let's move on down the line there. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Same thing, name, grade, and position.
All right, I'm Josie Culver. I'm a senior, and I play right back.
Defense, right?
Yes.
All right. So what's going to be the strength of the Hawks defense this year?
I think we have 3 returning players in the defense, so it's really just one spot filling in, and the 3 of us that are returning played really well together. We know how to play together, so I think it's just maintaining that and then filling. Caroline is going to be the 4th person in our back line, so just filling her in and making sure we're all connected as a defense to try to eliminate the other team scoring.
And then, again, going back to the coaching transition, anything new for you guys, or is it all just status quo since she's been around?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty smooth sailing because we already know, like, the 3 of our coaches who are coaching. It's Jenny and then the 2 assistant coaches who have been with us for years. So we've all built a good relationship with them, and there's a lot of trust there. We know that they know what they're doing, and they keep it fun, and they keep it competitive. So we know that we're in good hands.
Who's your goalkeeper this year?
Gabby Turner.
And is she a returning starter? Okay.
She will be a junior. And Gabby, I think last year was her first year starting. She's just been amazing in the goal.
Cool. And then when you look back, you're on the opposite end of all the action on that side. Do you ever get a chance to score?
Yeah, this year we're playing a new formation too. So we have 4 in the back, then 2, 3, 1. Right? Yeah, so the outside backs are definitely getting more of a chance to go up this year and make plays. We had a scrimmage against Perry, and Anya and I created for a give and go for a goal. So that was just like cool to get into play and to see the defenders helping score.
All right. And what's it going to take for Hawken to kind of turn those close games against the West G's and Chagrins into wins?
I think something that we've worked on and that we need to continue to work on is our intensity, like just going in with a positive mindset, like not that we're going to lose, but not that we're going to win, that we just need to work hard and play the soccer that we know how to play.
Give me a breakout player who has caught your eye so far.
Gabby, she continues to impress me. I think that in clutch situations, she delivers, and I can't wait to see what she does this year.
What are your goals for this year?
My goals are kind of similar as Anya, like to leave the team for the people who will be seniors next year, like they can do what we did and leave an example for them so that they know how to be good seniors, to be a leader on the field, someone that people can rely on and trust, and then have a good season, be proud of the season that we have for my last one.
All right, Coach, back to you. I always like to follow up with the coaches after they get to hear their players because you talk to them in practice, you coach them up, but you don't really get to understand how they're feeling until they say it. And so what did you think of what they said? Are they on the right track? Is your message being received?
So well spoken. I should just let them run the show here. Yeah, they're just hitting the nail on the head right now. I agree with everything that they've said. We're on the same page, everybody.
That's the start of it, right? That's good. Obviously, soccer in Northeast Ohio, women's is just getting better and better. And like I said, you've got two state champions in your division in the conference, and West Yaga was close, and you guys have been there in the past. So, and then outside of that, you get into the sectional district. You got Rocky River and DCL, Lake Catholic, and Berkshire's now D2, and so it's just getting harder and harder. But how do you prepare them to compete at that high level every day?
Yeah, I mean, it is. Northeast Ohio has some very competitive teams. Our schedule, when we look at it, every game is going to be a tough game. There's no easy battles this season. We come to practice with the mindset, and I think it's already kind of been said, that we have to practice with intensity, because you're going to play the way you practice. So we really preach, like, every drill that we are in, are we playing with the intensity that we would in a game? So we're really just trying to raise the stakes in practice. We're trying to get in shape. We're trying to get fit for these competitions. But that's the key, is just playing tough in practice.
I asked the girls for some breakout players. Who are yours? Who's caught your eye early in camp?
I mean, I've got two outstanding girls right beside me right now. My senior class is strong. They are leading the way this season right now. I mean, breakout girls coming in. Caroline comes to mind. She's definitely stepped up as the week has gone on. And Sophia Cicerini has really come in strong now. Her older sister was Carmen for us. I've seen her game elevate since we started this season.
Good. And then just keys to victory. What's it going to take for you to achieve all your goals?
We just got to gel as a team. I think that's it. We can have the best individual players, but if we are not connecting on the field as a team, we're going to get nowhere. So it's just us continuing to bond and to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses on the field and play to those strengths.
Outstanding. All right. Well, I appreciate you ladies making the trip out here for CVC Fall Sports Media Day, and best of luck to you this year.
Thank you so much.
All right. That was the Hawken Hawks girls soccer team out here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day. Winding down our second session here, we've got West Yaga girls soccer next, followed by Geneva girls soccer, and then Richmond Heights football and Orange volleyball will close out our evening. I don't yet see the West Yaga Wolverines, but let me go take a quick look, make sure they're not hiding in our hallway over there, and I will return. Before I do that, let me thank our sponsor for CVC TV, Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. A great partner for the conference. It allows us to do a lot of live streaming, brings to you events like this, these media days, and then, of course, all of our live streams during the school year. But hopefully you'll stick with us for a bunch of those, and then we should be back momentarily here with the West Yaga girls soccer team. Well, how are you? Great. All right, have a seat. We will get rolling.
I'm brand new. Be nice to me.
I'm always rough on the newbies. I'm going to ask you like chemistry questions. All right. Get situated again. You don't have to know anything. Do you know their names? That's about all you need to know. They are going to introduce themselves too, so. Oh, okay. I won't put you on the spot too much. All right, here we go. All right, welcome back to Orange High School for the CVC Fall Sports Media Day. This is the first of 4, but it is the second session of the day. As I said, we're winding down. Up next, we've got the West Yaga girls soccer team under a new coach. West Jaga has risen to be one of the top teams in the area over the years, and now we get to see what life's like after Frankie. So, Frankie has graduated along with some other great players. I know you bring back some quality too. So, Coach, I'm going to turn it over to you. Go ahead and introduce yourself, introduce the players you brought with you, and then give us a little elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Wolverines this year?
So my name is April. I was a coach. I've been a coach for years. This is my first season at West G, and this is Gracie and Savannah and Kaylee. Excited to have some experienced seniors on the pitch this year. We are excited with new talent. We're strong, and we have some speed and some skill, and so we have a lot of rebuilding to do, but we're excited to do that.
And first year, where did you come from?
I had coached at Shaker Heights
Okay.
High School for a while, took a little time off, went back there, and so, yeah.
And they have a nice program. So, what are you bringing to West Jaga? What's your ideology and philosophy on soccer?
So I think that it is a cohesive team. I think it's a lot of building out of the back. I think it's JV and varsity, one program, building everybody to be strong and soccer IQ, and using everybody's strengths on the field is important to me. So I think that will be our key to a successful season as we can have.
Obviously, West Jaga graduated some really good players. Frankie, now at Penn State, you don't replace a player like that, but you have to have girls that believe that they can fill those shoes. Do you sense that, or do you sense that the girls are like, oh, what are we going to do now? Frankie's gone.
So I think that it isn't about believing that you can fill anybody's shoes. I think it's about believing that you can be the best that you can be. And I think that we have strong, talented players that can play all different positions. And I think it's about recognizing who we are and the strengths that we have and what we can do with that, and building off of that. And I think keeping that in perspective and having the girls really focus on all the strengths that they have and what they can bring as a cohesive team will make us far more successful than worrying about anything that was in the past. Yeah.
All right, Coach, I'll come back to you. Let's start right to your left. Go ahead and grab a microphone. Introduce yourself, name, grade, and position. Flip your mic. There's a black switch on there. There. Flip it up. There you go.
I'm going to be senior with West G. I
Name?
play outside defense, and I'm
Name?
Wolfert.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously the big news is a coaching change. You go your previous 3 years with Corey, one style. How different have things been so far in camp?
They're a little bit different, but they're kind of the same as like the morals, the push yourself, like kind of the flow of things. It's definitely different with like kind of like adjusting to everything changing, especially losing everyone that we lost. It's a big change, but I think we're adjusting well and we're growing together. So.
As a senior, obviously you don't want your last year of high school soccer to be a disappointment. So what are you doing to make sure you and your teammates are working hard to get better and improve and be ready for a challenging schedule? Because even though you graduated some great players, the other teams are still there. So they're not going to take it easy on you.
I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to convince other people, like, as long as you push and give it everything you got, it's going to be fine. Even if we lose but we play to our full potential, I think it'll be a good season.
What do you think the strength of this team can be once you guys develop and gel together as a unit?
I definitely think defensively we're going to be a very strong unit working together. Attackingly, I feel like we're going to be good. We just got to score.
And where's that going to come from?
I have a good feeling Addison Cook will be a good scorer for us. I definitely think she's going to create a lot of chances pushing up the field. Definitely our wingers, Elena and Allie. I definitely think good things will happen.
How different has camp been, just going with a new coach, and not better or worse, but just different?
I feel like it's different in ways like how we warm up, how we start, kind of the attitudes, I guess, if that makes sense.
Okay. Give me your goals for the year. What are you hoping to accomplish individually and as a team?
Individually, I hope that, my goals are to push myself the best I can be, grow, and help others grow. And then as a team, as a team, we want to win the CVC or at least tie to be the best we can be, and definitely just push each other and grow. Stay positive.
Kind of answered this one already, but feel free to answer it again. Give me a breakout player, somebody that maybe nobody knows about right now, but they soon will.
Ava Boers. She's in our center mid. We don't know where yet, but she's definitely a very good attacking player and very good defensively. So I feel like she's gonna be good this year.
All right. Well, good luck to you this season. Let's move down to the middle there. Go ahead. Name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Savannah Sway. I'll be a senior, and I play outside forward.
So going into senior season, you probably didn't want a coaching change for your last year, but how's it going, this transformation?
I think it's going great. I think everyone has a good attitude about it. I think everyone loves Coach April and thinks she's a good coach. Yeah, it's different, but I think she's a good fit for our team.
When you lose a player like Frankie Flesher, some girls might be like, oh no, what's going to happen now? Have you sensed that, or is it just like, hey, she's gone, we need to step up, and we can do this without her?
Yeah, I think that we can do this without her. I think everyone knows that, and everyone wants to prove that we can be good without Frankie, even though she's really good. So, but everyone wants to prove that we're good too, and that we can play and we'll be the best.
Oh no, I lost the camera here. All right, go ahead, keep going. I'm going to ask you about, sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. I don't know why my camera, I got to reset it. What has Coach April kind of implemented that's been different that you think's really going to help spark this team to kind of overcome the adversity that it's facing this year?
Sorry.
It's okay.
I think that she brings us together and helps us realize she talks about things that we need to work on and stuff like that, which I think will help us in the long run, and she just helps us bring our team together and helps us create the environment, a good environment.
Looking at it's your senior year, last go around, every game you play is going to get you closer to the end of your high school career. What are you hoping to accomplish in your last hurrah with the Wolverines?
I'm hoping to make an impact to the players on the team on and off the field and show leadership and just teach them different things.
And give me a breakout player, somebody that's impressed you that you think's going to have a big year.
I think Amelia Safiro has been one of those players. She's very good defensively. She's really good at winning the ball. And she had a great slide tackle yesterday.
Bonus points.
Yes.
Good. All right, let's work our way down to the end there. Go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
I'm Grace C. Worthing. I'm going to be a senior, and I'm a center back.
All right, so you get to control the defense back there. How do you guys try to protect your goalie? Is there a strategy you use, or you just react to whatever the offense is doing?
Well, we make sure to be very compact together, make sure that we're always talking, make sure everyone communicates with each other, and make sure everyone knows where the ball is at all times.
What are some of the positive changes Coach April has brought in?
She's made sure that we've all connected with each other and made sure we're more of a family, and I feel like she's had a positive impact on everyone's emotions and just how everyone talks to each other on and off the field.
What's your strength as a defender? What do you bring to the field?
Well, I'm very loud, and I like to control how I can see how the whole field works, and I like to communicate with my team, make sure everyone knows where the ball is at all times and how we can move up the field.
And just, do you guys get involved in the offense as well defensively, or you just hear midfielders, you take it and go?
No, you can make a run up, get up there, score on defense, change positions, make sure you're covering, getting back. If you're a midfield, take my spot, I'll take your spot.
How important is it to you to carry on the tradition that West Jaga has created around its soccer team?
Well, we have a very good soccer team. and very good program, and I want to make sure it stays that way. And I think we are going to do that. No doubt about it.
Who's your goalie this year?
Michaela Platt.
She was there last year, right? Is
Yeah.
that okay?
I think she is a very good goalkeeper, and I think she'll stand out.
What are
you
your
haven't seen much of her, but you'll see her.
What are your goals this year?
My goals this year is to make a good impact on the rest of the team, make sure the incoming freshmen see that this is a great program and that they need to carry this on and make sure that it stays that way.
And was Michaela Platt your breakout player, or do you have another one?
Yeah, no,
She's your
she
breakout?
is my breakout player because she had an awesome save the other day. It went through her hands, but she saved it with her feet. She can do anything. She can save it. She has no fear. She will block the ball and have no doubt about it. Just throw her body at it. Doesn't matter how fast it is.
Great. All right, Coach, back to you. I know, having some experience at Shaker Heights, you probably know the area soccer scene pretty well, so I don't think you have to do much in the way of learning who your opponents are. You know who the big dogs are, and most of them happen to be in your division in our conference. So how challenging is it going to be for you, not only to get your players ready, but for you to do what it's going to take to prepare to compete against some great teams night in and night out?
So I think that the challenge really is to make sure that the team is ready to do what they need to do, right? You always know that every team has a player or two players that you need to watch, right? And that if you need to man mark or you need to rearrange a little bit. But I really usually feel that you get your team where they need to be, and they do what you want of them or expect of them and what they expect of themselves, and then you play your game. When you start playing to another team's game because of who they are, then they start to fall into something that they're not. And so we're going to play our soccer, and we're going to learn it, and we're going to play it well, I think, and hopefully that will give good results.
What has been your biggest challenge taking over the West Geauga program, and how have you kind of worked to overcome it and face that adversity?
So I think it's important to recognize that there is history and that it's established and it's great. And changing too much isn't always good, but I also have my own way and my own style, and that's important too. So finding that balance where there's comfort for them and still some consistency, but then bringing in my own as well and blending that so that the change happens, but in a way that it is able to be managed and that they feel that they can perform and they feel comfortable and that it works for everybody is not a challenge, but it is something that I needed to be cognizant of and make sure that it happened so that the transition went smoothly.
I asked the girls for some breakout players. Are there any for you? Anybody that's impressed you so far in camp?
Phelan, what's her last name? Phelan, she's awesome. I think we have freshman talent. Really, we do. I think we have 4 that are going to start. And if you put them on the field and you watched our game yesterday, you wouldn't have been able to tell they were freshmen. So Phelan's one of those. She can play holding mid, she can play center back, and to the point where you asked about going up and playing our defensive making runs, we don't have midfielders, so we use our outside backs to make those runs and expect that of them to join the attack, and our attacking mids and our holding mids to join the attack. So really exciting things to see.
Cool. What are you looking for goal-wise in your first year?
I want to be realistic and set expectations that we can achieve and exceed. And so I think it's really important to evaluate who each player is and who we are as a team and say this is where we want to be, not low, but set them where we want to be so that we can attain them, push to attain them, but then push to exceed them too. And so we're working on that. We had a team talk, and they have homework to do individually and as a team, and then for myself as well, and then so that we can push to really reach those and then exceed them.
Outstanding.
We'll see.
All right. Well, I appreciate you ladies making the trip, and Coach, welcome to the league, and good luck, girls. I hope you have a great season, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, that was the West Geauga Wolverines girls soccer program here at CVC Fall Sports Media Day. We are winding down this second session of our first of 4 Media Day events. Up next, we've got the Geneva Eagles girls soccer team. Come on over, Eagles. We've got Geneva, followed by Richmond Heights football, and then Orange volleyball to close out the night here at Orange High School. This is the first of 4 Media Day events. We will have another tomorrow out at Independence. Try and make it a little bit easier for our West Side schools to get out and get some publicity and promote their programs for the upcoming season. And then Sunday, August 13th and Sunday, August 20th, we will be back out at Kirtland for 2 Central Media Days, trying to give everybody, alleviate some of the long travel we have in a conference that spans 5 counties, so it makes it pretty rough. So glad to have you, Eagles. Coach, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself and then introduce the girls that you brought with you, and then give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Eagles this year?
Perfect. My name is James Rastad. This will be my 3rd year coaching the team. I inherited a pretty good program, skilled athletes. I guess it's one not so high point was the enrollment was pretty low, amount of people going out for the soccer team. Over the past couple years, we've been recruiting. We've been finding people in our school to, get back into soccer, and we're doing a good job. This will be our 2nd year of dressing a full JV squad, so that makes all the difference in the world. So we're just every day increasing our standards of what we expect in training and in matches, and I see a little bit more of the brilliance that they show in practice is starting to show on matches too. So
the shakeup of the CVC has probably helped a little bit, changes the divisional makeup, and then you add some of your local rivals back into the mix, so that's got to be pretty exciting. How is that going in Geneva? Are a lot of people excited to bring Jefferson back in and Conneaut and some of those teams that you haven't seen in a while?
Absolutely. It's really nice to have, games local where we're not traveling. So it makes sense from logistics point of view, but it is bringing back old rivalries. So we play Madison every year. Now we face them in conference play. So that makes it a little bit more special, a little bit more edgy, and those are the things that you love about high school sports.
Right. Kind of helps fire up the girls a little bit, get them ready to play, and gives them that purpose. So, all right, Coach, I'll come back to you after I talk to the girls. So right into the middle there, grab a mic and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
My name is Lily Sheeman. I will be a senior this year, and I play center attacking mid.
Lily, you're a senior already? Oh, my goodness. I remember your sister and watching her play for several years, and then you popped along. But I remember like last year was your freshman year. It just goes so fast. So obviously the shoes are big to fill in your family. And, how have you handled that? Just you're the little sister, but you've got to get out there and make a name for yourself.
Yeah, you kind of just have to step up to the plate a little bit. Like, you have to be a leader more than just being, like, the team. You have to step up for one another to fill that gap.
What do you bring to the field for the Eagles?
I think being as the captain, I bring a lot of the voice and a lot of the, commands of where to go, man on, mark that player. I'm very aggressive, too. I can move the ball quick around, go up and down the field quick.
How do you guys try to set up your scoring opportunities? Do you have plays? Do you just have use your instincts? What do you guys try to do?
Yeah, so we try scoring out from the back. So we start from the back, and then we move up to the middle. And if we need to play back in, we can. But we just kind of keep moving that progression up the field from the wings, from our center mids to the wings and up.
Scoring, who's going to handle it this year?
So for this year, one of our scorers so far has been Quara Harper, Emma Leverett, and I've scored some too. So usually in Avery. So our center attacking mids, our wings, and our striker.
Cool. What kind of goals do you have for senior year?
So for senior year, I just want to uplift our team a little bit more because we always get down on ourselves. We start yelling on the field, and I don't really like doing that because it just brings down the whole vibe, and we start playing sloppy. So I'm just trying to bring that up and uproot the team and lift them up.
Cool. Give me a breakout player, somebody nobody knows about yet, but they soon will.
I think Avery Clark definitely, because she has improved greatly from last season. She gets the ball, she moves it well up the field, and she finds those really good passes and those shots.
Cool. And then did I ask you goals yet? What do you want to do for your senior year? I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll come back to you. We're going to do one more question, and let's pass that on to your left. Go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and position. Flip your mic up. There you go.
I'm Riley Woodworth. I'm a senior, and I play center defense.
All right, good. I'm glad we had a defender 'cause I talked offense there, but let's talk defense. Who are your top defenders, and what do you guys try to do to slow down the opposing offense?
Definitely playing a staggered defense is important and not keeping a flat line. In the center, it's very helpful to have my center defensive, Allison Sosha. She's very helpful in helping when we have faster girls. She's able to stagger the runs and be able, if I take a run, she's able to pressure and cover.
Do you guys have a strategy you employ on defense, or is it just react?
Always just pressure and cover. Honestly, it's very important to do that, or else we'll get beat a bunch.
And who's your goalkeeper this year?
It's kind of still up in the air right now, but either between Ava Palinkas, Julia Fallon, and Moira Konzerski, all of them are very good goalkeepers, and I'm excited to see them all play.
All right. And then any newcomers that have really impressed you?
Jayla Reigert has been very exciting to watch since she's a freshman. I didn't expect it out of a freshman. I never heard of her before this year, and it was just very exciting to see her already starting varsity in defense with me.
How do the players feel about, now you're playing Madison and Jefferson and Conneaut as conference games as opposed to, just a rivalry game that, from the past?
It's very exciting because we always try and beat Madison just because it's always our rivalry, but now it adds even more anticipation and excitement. And then Conneaut is also very exciting because of what happened last year, losing to them in the playoffs. We're very eager to go out there.
So there's some bad blood. All right, let's go right back to Lily. Same question. Lily, how do you feel about adding, the other Ashtabula County schools to renew some of those old-time NEC rivalries?
I definitely think it's something to look forward to since we haven't played them in forever. It's something new we could do. Move the players around, and the new rivalries. It's just exciting to come back again and see what we can do.
Outstanding. All right, Coach, back to you. I always like to double back on the coaches after they get to hear their kids, because you coach them up at practice and you tell them what you want them to do, but it isn't often you get to hear how they're perceiving your message. Are they receiving it? Are you pleased with what you hear?
Absolutely. And in fact, Lily and Riley, the reason they're here today is because they're a perfect embodiment of the always positive, always supportive culture that we're trying to foster. It's something that if you don't have trust and belief in the person next to you, and if all you have is blame, then it's a downhill path. So these are the players that I'm using not only as like star players on the field to do a job, but they're also icons for the team to look and to aspire to be like. So it's a win-win for a coach. Couldn't ask for two better captains.
What's going to be the key to success this year for Geneva?
It has to be simple. It's got to be simple. We can't always attack at every possession. Doesn't end in a Hail Mary goal, right? It's play the ball away from pressure, find a spot, and then attack that spot. But patience, playing within ourselves is the thing.
With the new divisions, the way that they shook out, I mean, obviously there's some rivalries and those are all exciting, but does that kind of help that, now you have these built-in rivalries that are in important games already? Is that going to help you kind of achieve your goal just because the girls have to come ready to play?
Absolutely. I mean, anytime you can take an already meaningful game and put more meaning on top of it, that's what memories of high school seasons are made of, right? These are the things that they're going to remember, not just non-conference games, but playing in the conference brings it into tighter focus, and I'm excited to see what the girls come up with this year.
I've asked the girls for some names of other players that have kind of been impressive. Who has impressed you so far in camp?
So we have a pretty good batch of freshmen. All as a committee are doing a lot of work, patching a lot of holes, and doing a lot of good work as a whole freshman class. If I had to pick one player that I saw as standing out, it would be Emma Leverett. Once you have a player, she's a sophomore now. Last year she was a freshman. I had a good idea of what she was going to be able to do, and she's worked really hard this summer to double down on what I thought she was going to be able to accomplish. So she's one of those players that you can see the payoff for hard work. So if I had to pick one, that's who I would pick. But it's hard because they all work so hard.
Right, right. All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate you making the trip out here, and ladies, same to you. And good luck this year. I appreciate you making it out here for CVC Fall Sports Media Day, and hope to see you on the field out there somewhere.
Thank you.
All right, take care. That was the Geneva Eagles girls soccer team. We are winding down this second session of our first Fall Sports Media Day here live from Orange High School. We've got the Richmond Heights football team coming here next, followed by Orange Volleyball. I don't see Richmond Heights yet, but I will go take a quick look out in the hall. And I know Orange Volleyball is here because they're playing their alumni game right next to us. So we will be talking to the Lions here momentarily. But let me go check on the Richmond Heights football team and see if they are back. We'll take a quick break. Once again, our Media Day event is sponsored by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Have a seat. I think so because Richmond Heights didn't show. Okay. Great. Okay. stand. It's up to you. All right, you guys ready? You know, Jen, we might need you to either, like, well, here, you know what? I can move this since it's you're the last one.
Hello? Wait, is that working?
Yeah, that's right. Now I got you. That's good. Okay. So if you want to stand, you can stand.
Do you want me to sit, Steve?
It's up to you.
Okay, I'll sit.
Hello. Hello. Oh my God. Can you guys hear me? Wait.
Not right now, they aren't, but
You guys, I feel like I'm in a microphone.
all right, you guys ready? All right, we're going to go live. Welcome back to Orange High School for the last of our interviews from the first day of the CVC Fall Sports Media Tour. I am Steve Harris, CVC Sports Information Director. We're live from Orange High School, and closing out our first day is the Orange volleyball team. They just got done with their alumni game. First off, I have to know the pressing question: who won?
Both ways. A couple sets them, a couple sets us. But they had fun. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of alumni showed up today. So.
All right, Coach, I'm going to start with you all the way over on the end. So grab your microphone, and normally I'd have you interview the girls, but we're going to have them introduce themselves. But go ahead and give us a little overview, an elevator pitch, if you will. What can we expect out of the Lions this year? I know we talked a little bit earlier, and you're pretty optimistic about what you've got coming in, so let's hear it.
Well, I've got these 4 great seniors sitting here with me, and their positive leadership is going to be definitely a key factor, and they've been doing a really nice job with that so far. It's only been a week in, but they've been doing a great job. What I am is, yes, optimistic. We're young. We have 6 freshmen that have joined, some upperclassmen on the varsity, and we're young. But we're going to be scrappy. We've got great attitudes. We've got, they're cohesively getting along, all of them, unlike, a lot of classes that I've seen precede them. And they've got some talent. They've got a lot of talent. I'm not going to say, I think last year in our interview, I think I said we're going to be competitive, and we didn't end up all that competitive last year. So I'm not going to say anything like that. I'm going to let them prove themselves this season when they're out there. But I am very optimistic, and I am pleased with not only these awesome 4 seniors that have paid their dues throughout the years and can lead this team in a positive way, and then the talent we have within the rest of the program, especially with this freshman class. And I told you earlier, I specifically covered the freshman program because of this incoming 9th grade class, because of their talent. So we're hopefully going to mainstream and become a more competitive program in the next several years.
If there's anyone that deserves it, it's you. You've been around a long time. You need that program to take it to that next level. But, Coach, I'll come back to you after we talk to your girls, but let's start right there all the way to your left. And go ahead and introduce yourself. Name, grade, and what position you play.
Hi, I'm Micaiah Fleshman. I am an incoming senior here at Orange High School. I play pretty much front row, hitter, all-around hitter, middle specifically. And yeah.
Obviously, you're coming straight off of a alumni game there. How cool is that, just to kind of get that chance to play against some of the older girls? But just how good is that for the program, where you can bring the old players in with the current players and inspire some of the younger girls and start giving back so that this program kind of grows and gets better?
Yeah, honestly, I'll just put it the same way that I was saying with Hannah DeWolf and Dave DeWolf. They paved the way for us. They helped us see the way. They helped us make our ways, discover ourselves. So it's really cool to play against the people that taught us what we're doing now, and now that we can escalate it.
Talk about your front row players. Who are we going to hear a lot from?
everybody, all around. You're gonna hear a lot from everybody, from all levels, JV as well. But mainly, let's hope our seniors get some stats up this year.
As Coach alluded to, Orange hasn't been a volleyball powerhouse for a long time. How do you guys change that? Maybe as seniors, what's the legacy you want to leave behind?
Genuinely the same thing that Coach Gold wants to do. Like, we want that CVC title. We've been working at it and persevering. And as bad as we want it, I feel like we deserve it as well. We just got to put the time and energy into the court, onto our playing, and talk and communicate to each other so our legacy can continue, with these upcoming freshmen. They're the last four, so let's hope we pave a way for them as well.
Without mentioning anyone at the table, since we're going to talk to them, give me a breakout player, somebody that you think is just going to have a big year for Orange.
Genuinely, I will have to say Cecile. Cecile, our freshman setter, she's coming in hot. She's coming in with a lot of things that not a lot of setters have at a freshman age. You can tell from a middle school player, she's brought them from her 8th grade class, so just that being there, and she's so when she's scrappy, everything, it's just great. She's going to break out. She's going to be very great.
Great. What are your goals for senior year?
Have fun, end out on a bang, be the best that I can be, so I can prove to the lower classmen and everybody else that these 4 years are great, so take advantage of them.
All right. Good luck to you this year. Let's move on down the line. Grab your mic and go ahead and introduce yourself. Name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Lindy Lykin. I'm an upcoming senior, and I usually play right side or outside.
So, Lindy, going into senior year, obviously coach is excited about some of the younger kids that are coming in to provide a complimentary force for the girls that are here, returning players. Is it a good mix? I mean, are you guys getting along and gelling together?
Yeah, I really like all the incoming freshmen so far. They're all really nice, and so far, all grade-wise, we've been getting along very well.
What's going to be the key to getting them not just early playing time, that can happen anywhere, but quality playing time so that they go out and you guys are doing your part and also helping them along the way? I mean, what's going to be the key to them developing pretty quickly?
I honestly think the key is just us guiding them whenever they are a little bit confused. And yeah, going in our different rotations, they're a little bit confused because middle school, it seems like, was different the way that they rotated compared to the way that we always do for volleyball. So it's when we're out on the court, we just have to guide them and what they're supposed to be doing and where they're supposed to be. That's the biggest thing.
What's your role? What does coach look for out of you?
I think leadership and positivity, yeah.
All right. And what are your goals for the year?
My goal is just to have fun my senior year and get to enjoy my last time playing volleyball. I'm also hoping just to improve and get my stats up in front row.
And who's your breakout player? Who do you think's going to have a big year?
I agree with Micaiah with Cecile. Her being our 5-1 setter is huge as a freshman, as well as Sophia Newman. She's a really good hitter. We have a lot of really good hitters incoming.
Excellent. All right. Well, good luck to you this year. And move on down the line, grab a microphone, and introduce yourself. Name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Fry Gungor. I'm an upcoming senior, and I am the libero.
How'd you do in the alumni game? Show them what's up.
I think I did good. I mean, I think maybe I did one or two mistakes, but besides that, I think I did pretty good.
Did you get better?
Compared to last year?
Compared to before the alumni game, did you get better?
I mean, yeah, kind of, because we tried a bunch of different lineups, and I think that I figured out which one I liked the best, which helped me play better.
Good. What do you see as the strength of this team this year?
Probably hitting, and I think that this year everyone likes each other better compared to previous years, so I think that definitely it's going to be a better team environment.
What's going to be the keys to success? I mean, how is it what do you guys have to do to just win more matches than you did last year and be more competitive?
I think we have to play as a team rather than individually, because last year I noticed that everyone was playing for themselves rather than the whole team, and I think that we also have to play with purpose rather than just trying to put the ball over.
All right. And what are your goals for senior year?
I just want to have fun because I don't think I'm going to play ever again. And I want to definitely win some games compared to last year.
Intramurals in college is awesome, right? You know what's up. You'll play again. Maybe not as competitively, but you'll play. It's fun. And give me your breakout player.
I think Maria. I don't know her last name, but Bakeen. I think she's a really good hitter, and considering that she's a freshman, she's going to be crazy by the time she's a senior.
All right. Well, thanks and good luck to you this season. And last but certainly not least, go ahead and introduce yourself. Name, grade, and position.
I'm Kat Snyder-Lavera. I'm DS, and I'm an upcoming senior.
So DS, you get to play the back row, clean up everybody else's mess.
Yeah.
How do you like that role?
I enjoyed a lot. I find it really exciting because, you get all the serves and all the hits, and you really just have to adjust and, read everybody's shoulders. I think it's, one of the most exciting roles to play on the floor. I mean, everything is exciting, but I really enjoy it personally.
You have a great seat. Well, not really a seat, but a great spot to watch your front row players. Who's been impressive so far?
So far, of course, I've been really impressed with the freshmen. They're really good this year. I've been really impressed with a junior, Kira Clamp. I think her hits have improved a lot since last year. She's a middle, and her blocks have also been really good. Yeah.
Great. And what are your goals for senior year?
My goals for senior year, like everybody else, just have fun. Personally, just bring the team together, uplift them, just generally just be positive, be there for everybody, win some games. Yeah.
Outstanding. And I didn't ask you for your breakout player yet, did I? Yeah. I don't think so. So who's your breakout player?
I'll probably say the freshman Maddie. What's last name? Maddie Moore. Yeah, she's a really strong player in all aspects. She's a great hitter, great passer, just really promising in a lot of different aspects. And every time I see her, I can tell that she's really passionate and just wants to just play and win. So, yeah.
Outstanding. Well, good luck to you this year.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Coach, back to you to wrap things up. I always like to ask coaches after, you're at practice, you coach your kids up, you interact with them, but you don't really hear their perspective on the program, and now you got that chance. What'd you think?
I thought all of what they said was accurate, and I know that I can count on these guys. We're gonna do some talking and some, we're interested as coaches to get their opinions. Doesn't mean it's gonna be what goes down on paper that night,
right.
But we want to know what they're feeling and how who's comfortable around who. And so we are going to work together as a team, all of us. But I think the underlying theme for me this year for this group of girls, and I love them all so much, I can't stand it, is scrappy. They're scrappy team. And they'll fight. They're not afraid to compete. They're athletes, and there's been different years that we've had different athletes. But one thing that I can say is to have 6 freshmen on the varsity, that's legit talent. I mean, they have a lot to learn, of course, they're freshmen, but they've got a lot of natural athletic talent, and I think with their leadership and their abilities, not to take anything away from what they do in their positions, I think that we're going to win more games. I'll say that. We're going to win more games than we did last year. That's what I'm pretty confident in.
I hope you do.
Thank you.
You certainly deserve it. You've been around a long time. I won't say how long because you look like you're 25. But
thank you. I love you.
All right. Well, ladies, I appreciate you making a long trip to Orange to talk about your program this year. Was it about 20 steps? So worked out really well. I'm glad you were here, and good luck to you this season.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you. And up next, we do have Richmond Heights. I saw that they did walk in, so we'll have the Richmond Heights football team here to close out the Media Day event here at Orange High School. Hi, Coach. All right. Richmond Heights, been a long time. Great to have you, for sure. Coach, I'm going to have you just start out, introduce yourself, introduce the player you brought, and then give us the elevator pitch. What can we expect out of this new Richmond Heights football program? grab your mic, and there's a black switch on there. Flip that up. There you go.
All right. How you doing? My name is Randy Knight. I'm the assistant head coach and defensive coordinator for the Richmond Spartans. And with me, I have Darius Mumford. He is our senior guy. He plays quarterback for us, and he also is our cornerback as well. This year, I think that we're going to shock the football world here in Ohio because Richmond hasn't had a varsity team since 2019. They was last seen walking off the field mid-game versus Kirkland. We're coming back with a vengeance this year, whole new coaching staff led by Cordell Scott. So we have something very special for the state of Ohio this year.
You're playing an independent schedule, right?
Yes.
So okay. And what are you focused on? Smaller schools to get started? Or,
No,
I mean, you guys aren't a big school.
We actually have a gauntlet. We have a 9-game season this year. Out of the 9 games, 6 teams went to the state playoffs last year that we playing against. So we got a gauntlet, but
you're throwing them right in the fire.
And we're ready.
I'll tell you what, after winning a state championship in basketball, everybody in that school should be fired up and coming out here saying, you know what, we can do it too.
Yes, absolutely. Back-to-back champions at that.
Right.
So, we got some of the guys that play basketball, like Darius Mumford. He played basketball as well. So he's bringing over that championship pedigree here to the football team, and we are excited. Last year we did have a JV team. We went 7-1. We had only lost to Glenville 18-0, but we're ready. So.
Well, it's exciting to have you back. What do the numbers look like?
We got about 35 to 40 kids. So that's
solid.
varsity and JV.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a solid team for Division 7.
Yeah.
We're Division 7, so yeah, but we have a lot of speed, a lot of athletes.
You're not going to see a lot of that in Division 7. So you get these kids playing cohesive football and doing those right things. Yeah, the sky is the limit. So that's definitely exciting. Coach, I'll come back after I speak to Darius. But Darius, how exciting is it just, hey, Richmond Heights hasn't had football for a while, and at least on Friday nights, and now you get that opportunity.
It's super exciting. We get to prove people wrong, prove people that we are not just a basketball school, but we can do multiple sports, including volleyball, track, all types of stuff like that. But we just ready to get out there and hit some, just have fun with it.
I know you're excited. I have to imagine the rest of the kids are excited as well. What's it been like just coming to practice and doing those things and getting through camp?
It's high energy every day. We get in there, we put the work in, condition. I think we're probably one of the most conditioned teams in Ohio, so we're going to run all game, and we're going to run the heck out of everybody. So it's just been high energy. It's just everybody's excited for that first week. So we just be able to compete against another team.
What kind of offense are you running?
We're running a run-first offense. We're going to run the ball, and then we have some athletes at receiver. So we're going to throw the deep ball. We're going to throw the short ball. We're going to get some yards.
I'm predicting some pretty high scores.
Yes, sir.
So dynamic offense, do you feel it? I mean, you got some big guys up front protecting you.
Yes, sir.
Outstanding.
Definitely.
Give me some names. Throw out some names. Who are the guys we're going to hear about?
We're going to hear about Conrad Bartley, Tristan Kyle, Randy Knight, Jr. We're going to hear about a lot of people. We're going to hear about Damaris Frazier. We're going to hear about Orion Walker. Those are some of the main guys that you guys are going to hear all season because they're making plays on both sides of the ball, not just one. So them is the guys that y'all going to hear about.
What's the defense look like?
Man, our defense, I don't think nobody can get past us. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think nobody can get past us. It's got so much speed and everybody, I don't think if somebody we all 11 to the ball, nobody's going to stop 11 guys to the ball. So nobody's going to get past our defense.
Did you feel a little bit special just being part of this class that's bringing football back?
Definitely.
You feel that?
Definitely. I want to definitely pass some things down on to the younger, freshmen and stuff like that, just to build a football program here that can go on through the years.
That's outstanding. And then what are your goals? What are you looking to accomplish? I mean, I know you're looking state champion and you're dreaming big, and that's great. Individually, what do you want to accomplish?
Individually, I just want to, at least have 5 receptions on the season. Want to run in a couple touchdowns, throw a couple touchdowns. I definitely want to take our guys to the playoffs for sure. That's one of my main goals individually, and just help out others on the team get better and get their names out there so that they can be recruited and scouted.
Outstanding. Well, good luck to you, sir. I hope you have a great year and bring football back to Richmond Heights. They deserve it. They had some great teams back in the early 2000s, some exciting teams, and then it just kind of, tapered off a little bit.
Right.
But I think that basketball program winning the state championships, the girls kind of making their name now. I think a lot of good things in store for Richmond Heights, so that's good. Glad to see it back. But Coach, I mean, I've got to imagine you're excited as the kids are. But as a coach, you can't really be that excited. You have to contain it and get these guys going. So how do you, as coaches, kind of keep that focus that, hey, I want to jump up and down that we're playing football again, but at the same time, you got to keep the kids.
You got to stay level-headed. You got to let them know that everything is for a purpose. So the excitement will come with the wins. We're going to enjoy our fruits when we get them. So right now, it's all about studying. We got our head down. We ready to go. We studying our opponents. We studying ourselves, see how we can get better. And I think that we're doing a good job, especially as a coaching staff. This coaching staff is electric. So,
being that you're just now a varsity program again for the first time in 4 years or whatever it was, or 5 years, but you got to get back into scouting. And the teams that have been playing, they have scouting from previous years. You're seeing many of the same teams. Everyone's different for you, so you guys are busy. How are you handling all that and teaching these guys how to play football and do the things the right way?
yeah, structure is something that we have. Coach Cordell, he pre-structure all day. So we have our coaches meeting, we have our team meetings. We make sure that we doing our due diligence as coaches on our free time to make sure that we're looking at film when we have free time, making sure that we're having a great practice plan for our players. So everything is around structure. We have great practice plans that's going to transform into game plans. So, yeah, it's fun for us because we love football so much. Every one of our coaches on the coaching staff have played college football. So we all been there. We understand what the preparation is like. And so we just ready to roll out.
That is awesome. I know Darius mentioned some guys, but who are some of the other guys that have been impressive?
Yeah, one guy that he did mention was Tristan Kyle. That's one of our big prospects in Ohio. He's 15 years old, but he's 6'7", 250. Defensive end. He got a couple offers. Kentucky is one that offered him already. He hasn't even played varsity yet, but we have a bunch of guys, Damaris as well. We have a group of guys that's going to shock the world because a lot of our guys were guys that teams didn't even want anymore or they overlooked them and stuff of that nature. So by us taking these guys and making them one team, it's going to be very special.
6'7", 250, and you say he's a sophomore?
He's going to his junior year.
Oh, he's going in. Okay,
He's 15
wow.
years old.
That's a big dude.
Oh, yeah, big guy.
I don't think he's going to see too many guys his size in Division
no,
7.
No. Are you familiar with Brian Robinson from Austintown Fitch?
No.
Well, he's the number one recruit in Ohio right now. Him and Bryce goes back and forth, but our guy stood next to him, made him look little.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I've got to say, it's got to be really exciting around the community with everything that's happened with boys basketball, girls basketball, bringing football back. And, my gosh, if you guys make a run in the postseason like you're dreaming about, that's going to be an incredible experience for Richmond Heights. So that's awesome.
And especially being led by Darius Mumford, man, the things that he does when no one is watching is what make him special. This kid from last year to this year has impressed us so much because he has improved so much. His speed, his knowledge of the game, knowing when to pick the hole, knowing when to bounce it out, knowing how to throw the ball, knowing how to read a defense. And on defense himself at cornerback, he's locked down, man. So for him going both sides of the ball for us and being that guy, I'm glad to have him. I'm just sad we have him for 1 year only because he's a senior, but I'm glad to have him this year.
Exciting times. Well, you had somebody else join the table. Is she an interviewee or what?
Yes, this is Miss Silka. She runs all of our team things. So she's here as well to speak. So.
All right. Grab a mic and go ahead and introduce yourself for the folks at home and tell us what you do for the Spartans.
Yes, so my name
is that? No, I don't think so. Is it the black up?
Hello.
There you go.
All right. My name is Silka Hilton, and I'm basically like the director of the football team. We do have an athletic director, but he's also a basketball coach, so it kind of helps to have somebody else on hand. And I'm very excited about this season. Last season we had a great season, but that was JV. This is our first varsity season, so we are extremely excited. The boys are working very hard. They're working very hard, and we're really bringing the community together for them to get back on board with football. Like, they've seen basketball, but nothing brings the community together like football.
You're
It's
right.
like, it's just completely different.
100%.
I mean, you know, with football, you might not even have a kid that plays, but you're going to come because it's within the community.
Yep.
So we're really excited about bringing that back. And just to kind of piggyback off of what he said about Darius, Darius is an amazing student athlete. He is a student athlete. He's great with academics. He's great with athletics, very talented on both sides. But also, he's a leader. He's a leader. He's a leader to all the boys, both spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And that's exactly why we chose somebody like him coming today. I know you had an option for maybe more, but like an overall consistent type of situation, like he definitely shows that. So we're excited for
QB1.
this season.
You got to raise the bar for everybody, Darius. So that's good. Good. All right. Well, thank you all for making the trip out, and I'm excited to see what you guys can accomplish this year. It's going to be fun to watch. So, all right. All right, Coach. Good luck to you. And that was the Richmond Heights Spartans football team making their varsity debut after a 4-year hiatus. So it'll be curious to see what they can accomplish down there in Division 7. And that's going to do it here for us at the Chagrin Valley Conference Fall Sports Media Day, the first of 4. We have one tomorrow at Independence, and then we'll be at Kirtland on August 13th and August 20th. Those are 2 Sundays, central locations. So we've got a lot of teams out east and out west. Give them a, cut back on their travel a little bit. So that's going to do it for us here from Orange High School. I want to thank Tim Porter here at Orange for hosting, and I want to thank all the coaches for coming out and making this show a success, even with some technical difficulties at the beginning and some internet issues here in the second session. But we will have this uploaded late tonight, so it'll be available without all the buffering tomorrow. Once again, I'm Steve Hare, the CVC Sports Information Director, and I hope you'll tune in tomorrow when we are live from Independence High School.